Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Tech Talks. I am Matt Rebusik, IT Director for the Bucks County Free Library, and I'm joined today with Adam, Pete, and Zach, who will be helping us take your questions and answer them in the second half of today's talk. If you have any questions, you can, for those of you on Zoom, you can feel free to email them to techtalks@buckslib.org, and we will collate them and give you as best good answers as we can in the second half. Today's tech talk is on free tools. So alternatives to pricey software that you may want to use but can't afford, or just free things that make your life a little bit easier in an online world. We will be using the Zoom chat today. If you have questions that you want to put into the Zoom chat instead of emailing, you can either put them directly in the chat or whisper Zach Kaiser. He is collecting the questions from online, and then we'll answer them in the second half. This is the third talk for this session of talks. The next talk will be in October. And in September, we will put out a email to have a survey of what talks you'd like to hear next. We'll have some suggestions you can vote on, or you can put your own in. So keep an eye out for that email if you are on the mailing list for Bucks County Free Library. Let's see. Okay, so we'll get started. We tried to keep this to tools that are free. Most of these tools are free, but there's an option to buy them for some either removing ads or extra functionality, that kind of thing. But at least for these, you can try them before you buy them and see if it's something that you prefer to use over an expensive version, or if you'd rather not. Um, so the first things I wanted to go into are Microsoft Office, and uh, everybody, it's been around for 20, 30 years. A lot of people know how to use it. It is expensive. To sign up for it is a monthly cost through Microsoft. So the first things we're going to talk about are alternatives to Microsoft Office. So first we have LibreOffice. LibreOffice, the link is in the address bar up there, is a free tool from, actually, I'm not sure who they're from. Let's see. Oh, the Mozilla project. That's right. Um, and it used to be called Open Office. Many people may have heard that. That's an older one. The current version of LibreOffice has alternatives for Microsoft Word, Excel, Project. It will also allow you to save documents as PDFs, which some medical require that if you're going to upload a document. Very useful tool and totally free. So if you can't afford Microsoft Office, this is a good, fairly private solution. The other one we're going to talk about as a alternative is Google Drive. Google has alternatives for Microsoft Office tools, Excel, Word. Um, it all The problem with Google is they will take your data and use it for AI training and all kinds of other things. So if you are worried about privacy at all for your documents, I wouldn't use it as much. I do use it for personal writing, that kind of thing. It's very quick, it's easy to use, and you can access it almost anywhere. They have good mobile apps, so um, it is a nice, handy tool if you are on the go and you need a word editor or need to make an Excel spreadsheet quickly. So those are the two main alternatives for Microsoft Office. Next, we're going to talk about a tool that I use a lot, and it's a temporary email. So we have here this is called 10minutemail.com. They are a free email tool that allows you to send and receive emails from a address that they give you. Right here is the one that we have right now. You can sign up for a service, sign up for a mailing list, something that requires you to put an email address in, but you don't want to get the spam. In doing that, you can avoid the spam emails that you get from those kinds of services and still have the use of the service. Keep in mind that this is best used with free services that you aren't going to put any information in, because if you lose the account, you won't have the email to do a recovery. But for the free things that you might have to use your email for, that you're worried about getting spam every day, these are good tools. So the first one is 10minutemail.com. And the second one is temp-mail.org. As you can see, this one tends to have a little bit of a more readable email address, whereas 10-minute mail is gobbledygook. They both work the same, but you can pick and choose whichever one you want, whatever one's easier for you. All right, moving forward. Next, we're going to talk about password managers. More and more, it is recommended by security companies that you use a password manager for your online accounts. The thinking is that where if you're using the same password for multiple accounts across multiple sites, if one of those is hacked or leaked, then your password is hacked or leaked for all your other sites. With a password manager, you can set a different random password for each site, and then you only have one point of failure where if your password manager is hacked, then you know to just change all your passwords, and it's much less of a security footprint to have to worry about. So for that, we have Bitwarden is a very popular name, free. There is a paid service that allows you to do two-factor authentication through them and a couple other things. But to use the actual password manager, it's totally free. I personally use Firefox. It has a built-in password manager. Makes it nice and easy. I don't have to save my passwords to my phone or anything. It's secure in Firefox. If I need one, I can go into the password manager and copy it out and use it to log into my apps and whatever else I need to. All right, moving on. Next is alternatives to Photoshop. So image editing, Photoshop, very expensive. It is the gold standard. It is a very useful program, but it is also super expensive. Some people don't need all the functionality that Photoshop would give you. Then if that is the case, I recommend going with something like Photopea. It is a very easy to use service. Allows you to put your own photos in, touch them up, remove people like Photoshop would, without quite as many tools as Photoshop has. For a amateur, I feel it's a very good service and nice and easy to use and free. Another good one is Canva. We use that a lot at the library here. It has a a lot of good tools for creating images. My nieces just use it to make their lemonade stand over the summer. Um, Very useful tool. I highly recommend Canva as well. All right. Next we have music. So a lot of people who have, if you have access to an iPhone or a Mac, a lot of people use GarageBand. Um, Nice and easy, very useful tool, used the world over. As an alternative to that for free, if you don't have an Apple device, if you don't have access to GarageBand, BandLab is another good music tool. Allows you to take your music, mix it, edit it, and save it as a project without the cost of having an Apple device. Um, on another note, if you are looking for a music on your phone and you don't want to pay for Spotify um, or YouTube Music, a good option is iHeartRadio. Uh, instead of Since you don't have a radio receiver on your phones anymore, the iHeartRadio app will allow you to listen to radio stations from all around the country and totally free. There are ads, of course, because there are if you're listening to radio as normal, but it is a very good tool for being able to listen to the radio if you are out and don't have one available to you. Okay, next we're going to talk about learning. So we're going to start with our own website. So through the Bucks County Free Library website, if you go to eLibrary, we have a very useful free learning tool called LinkedIn Learning. It has online videos, classes for beginners, experts for business, software, technology, creative skills, uh, almost anything you can think of. Very useful and free through the library. And if you have any questions, there's a tutorial on this page that you can click on. Will allow you to get an idea of what you're getting into before you start it. Along that same line, we have Khan Academy. Um, this was actually recommended to me. With the free version, you have access to a lot of their tutorials, their classes. They like to say that they can, if you pick a test, you can prep for it. If you want to learn computing, intro to Python, programming, and all the way from children for pre-K to eighth grade, all the way up to advanced computing. Very useful tool, very similar to LinkedIn Learning, um, but a free tool that you can use. The website for that is khanacademy.org. Uh, and then on the same veins as that, we have Coursera. This is mostly focused on changing careers. If you're looking to start a new career, if you're looking um, to get into something new, you can look at certificates, launch a new career. That's what this is focused on mostly. Uh, it is a very useful tool for um, if you are tired of the field you're in and you're looking for something new. You can learn a little bit about something, or if you are in a job that you want to grow into something next level, it'll help you learn the skills for that going forward. Um, and the last one for in the learning category that I want to go into is Duolingo. Duolingo is free, allows you to learn a new language. You can load the app on your phone. It will remind you daily to do some practice. make it a habit to do some practice, and the more you live in the language, the easier it is to learn. The paid version removes ads and makes it a little bit easier for you to continue on with the courses. But the free app works just as well. And if you're committed to learning a new language, this is a very good app. I highly recommend. Um, okay, and then we'll get into travel. Um, so for traveling, first one we're going to talk about is TripIt. TripIt.com. In setting up a free account here, you can forward you'll get an email address. You can forward your reservations, your car reservation, hotel, travel itinerary to this, and it will create a full travel itinerary with everything you need, what times you are picking things up, what times you're checking into a hotel. Very useful itinerary tool that some of our staff have used previously, and it's worked very well. Um, Next thing we're going to talk about is Google Translate. So the Google Translate app works on the computer for especially for typed in or things that you have in front of you. The app will allow you to actually translate speech on the fly. It will also allow you to translate signs. So if you are in a foreign country and you don't can't read the sign in front of you, you hold the phone up to it and it will translate the sign live to allow you to find where you're going or catch your train. Um, and the last one in travel we're going to talk about is Skiplag. Now, this one comes with a lot of caveats. The premise behind Skiplag is that it will look for flights that have a connector that is in the middle of where you want to go. So if you say you're looking to fly to Orlando or Charlotte, let's say, looking to fly down to Charlotte, and what Skiplag will do is it will look for any connecting flights that would land in Charlotte and then move on to another city. And a lot of times, those can be cheaper than just flying straight to Charlotte. Um, the downside to this is one, you can't have any checked luggage, obviously, because if you have a checked bag, it's going to end up in the city that is at the end of the flight. The other thing is that airlines highly discourage this. They don't want you to pay less. So if you use a rewards card and don't end up in the final city, they may suspend your rewards. So I would not use a rewards card. Um, but if you're looking for a cheap, and also you have to do one way. You can't. They'll usually cancel the second half of a two-way flight in case if you miss the second leg of your first flight. Um, so yeah, if you are looking for a quick trip, you need to get away somewhere. I recommend this as long as you pack light. Um, so we hit a little bit on the the library offerings in LinkedIn Learning, but through the library we also offer Hoopla, Cloud Library. These are uh, ebook loading sites that you can sign up for. Um, Very easy to use, and you can even get audiobooks through them. I find it very helpful to not have to pay the price of Audible, $15 a month, in order to download audiobooks. I go through Hoopla all the time. We also have the Cloud Library newsstand, which has magazines. Comics Plus, which is its own app now and allows you to have comics and graphic novels. And if you're looking for help getting a job, we have a BrainFuse Job Now. Very useful tool. Um, I think actually we're going to take our break there. If you have any questions, send them to techtalks@buxton.org or put them in the chat, and we will get back to them when we are back. All right. Thank you very much, and we'll be back. Okay, and we're back. So we had a bunch of questions for this one, which is good. Um, First question we had is Photopea an app? No, Photopea appears to be only the web. There does not seem to be an app for it as of yet, anyway. Um, Alternatives for Photopea, Photo Room and Photo AI Photo Editor have come up as alternatives for Photopea. Um, I don't know if those have apps or not either. I imagine their website would let you know. Photo Room looks like Apple and Android, so I would imagine they have apps. Yes. Is there a free app or website to read with your distant grandchild online? I looked real quick during the break. I did not see one. So, if you're looking to make $5 or a million, maybe that could be a good app idea. Or Redio. Yeah. Okay, so there is a paid app called Redio, um, and it is $100 a year paid, but that looks to be similar to what you're looking for. Um, cool tools to avoid browser cookies. So a lot there are sites that are extensions for websites that will allow you um, to avoid browser cookies. Uh, be aware that they can break sites. And a lot of sites now will, when you first load the page, because of regulations in the EU, ask you what your cookie preferences are. So you can go into the preferences, tell it to turn off all cookies except for strictly necessary, and the website will do it for you now. They're required by law in the EU, and they just release it around the world because it's easier. Um, when creating PDFs in LibreOffice, is there a way to make sure the recipient will be able to edit them without any issues? Um, I'm not sure. I know that there has been a problem. We had a member in the audience say that. We will have to research that and we will put it in the survey, the answer. We'll see if we can find a workaround for that. Um, let's see. Alternatives to Dropbox. So you can use Google Drive. You can use Microsoft OneDrive. They have paid versions as well and allow you to share your documents and files. Microsoft, I believe, has Dropbox, I think, is 2.5 gigabytes free for the free account. And I think OneDrive is 15 gigabytes free. It might be a little bit more. Um, so if you need more space, OneDrive is a good alternative. Um, I use OneDrive myself, and I think it's only a couple bucks a month for 100 gigs for OneDrive. So if you're looking for more space for not much money, you can get a decent amount of storage, and it allows you to share files directly from that site or your app. Can I access my open Office documents in LibreOffice? Yes, you can. Um, should I update my LibreOffice? Yes, you should. If you go to about and then help, or sorry, about and then check for updates, you should be able to update it. It will, in updating it, you'll get security updates if there's any known vulnerabilities that are patched. We recommend updating your software when you can. Um, if I use a password manager on my computer, how do I access the passwords on my phone for the same software? So, for the one that we talked about, which was Bitwarden, there is a Bitwarden app which will you can download, sign into your account, and you'll have access to all of your passwords through that. It will also autofill them in for apps that you use, which is very handy. For Firefox, I have Firefox installed on my phone and on my laptop. So if I load in to an app, I will open my Firefox, open my password manager, find the password, copy it, and then paste it into the app. Um, for free, I find that works very well. You don't really have to log into apps too often, mostly, um, and it allows me to have more secure passwords. I don't think I missed anything. And that being the case, I think we're going to end a little bit early today because that is all I have. So thank you very much for coming and keep an eye out for the survey. We'll put any answers that we didn't have into that, and you can pick the next series of 3 Tech Talks for um, October, November, and December. All right. Thank you very much. Take care.